episode of Ghana's in Africa pod. We're previewing another weekend of Premier League football. We play Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. We're going there needing some form. We had a tough few weeks. We lost our last two games against Inter Milan in the Champions League and Newcastle in the Premier League. We saw some improvements in the performance against Inter Milan, improvement from the low bar probably that we set against Newcastle. It was really bad, and it's quite, especially on social media, quite a really toxic time because Arsenal fans on social media can be really, really extreme in terms of their reactions. So what I do, I decide not to really go to social media when we lose a game because the discourse is really bad. Everyone must go out if a player is a bad player. And players who've been not available or injured are the best players in the world. So that's how reactionary we are. And when we win, we're gonna win everything. So look, it's understandable. Like there's been questions, a lot of stuff has happening in the club. We've had a lot of red cards, injuries this season, people getting sacked in the women's side, Edu leaving his job, Jack Wilshere joining Norwich. So things haven't been that rosy at Arsenal the past month or so, the past 2 months really. But we need some positives. There's been green shoots of positive, but we need a lot of positive in going into this weekend. I know tonight Arsenal women are playing Brighton, and then the men are playing Chelsea this weekend. It'd be nice to get some positive results and win some games. Look, on the week I think talking about the Inter game, we had some improvements in the game. I think positive is Martin Odegaard coming back from injury. And I think the performance itself was really better, way better. We controlled the game, we dominated the game. Think of who Inter are as a team. The Italian champions, and they were in the Champions League final, I think, 2 seasons ago. They've been playing well in Serie A, and in the Champions League, we were the best defensive teams going to that game. I think they kept clean sheets in their first 3 games, and we kept clean sheets in those games as well. And we lost 1-0. But based on the team, in terms of how good the teams defend, it was evident that those teams are very good in terms of defending, and when they're asked to defend, they defend well. I feel like we were a bit unlucky for not first getting a penalty from Soma punching Mikel Merino in the head, and then a subsequent penalty in a handball on Mikel Merino. He had a bad night. Apparently wasn't feeling well from before the game, and Mikel substituted him at half time. Hopefully he recovers and ready to play for this weekend. I think the performance itself, I think the team selection for me, look, it was the strongest he could have selected, but I feel like a person like Leandro Trossard has been struggling in the past few weeks. But he was more involved in the game this time, but he wasn't really doing much. Like, he wasn't threatening, kept dropping deep, and I think Kai was playing more as the 9 this game. Trossard was, I think he's struggling a bit. It's sort of the same cycle with Trossard. He will have great games and scoring big goals coming off the bench, and then once he starts and get a run of games, he disappears sometimes and not perform to that level. But it's based on our expectation of him, that we expect him to have the same impact for like when he comes off the bench. But yeah, he's been struggling positively. That especially Odegaard coming back, we'll probably try and work around the third midfielder now in terms of who plays 6 between Rice and Partey and who plays the left 8. So yeah, I think it's more positive because it's a headache that Mikel will have in terms of, do we keep persisting with Rice at left 8, or do we start Thomas Partey, or we play Rice and Merino? In terms of Declan Rice going to the weekend, he didn't travel for the Inter game because he apparently had a toe injury and is a dart for Chelsea. And Mikel confirmed, like Mikel never gives away anything from the press conference in terms of injuries and availability. He said he hasn't trained yet this week, so we might see tomorrow if he trains. I think same for Mikel Merino as well. They will see if he trains. Yeah, look, in terms of numbers and availability, we're getting better. And in terms of the people available to play, if we get more stability in the back line with Julian Timber and Ben White available. Hopefully Calafiori comes back after an initial break. Tomiyasu as well. Zinchenko is available, he's getting some minutes, but he still need to get more match fitness and sharpness. Yeah, which is positive. So going to this game against Chelsea, and some players are not selected for international. I know Ben White obviously is not going. Thomas Partey surprisingly was not selected for Ghana, which is good for us. Really gets a break because he's played every game this season. So hopefully Thomas gets a good break and comes back because he's been very consistent and he's been getting better each game. Hopefully Mikel keeps playing in midfield where we need him in terms of how we control games on the ball and off the ball, and his passing, his ability to break the press, his ability to collect the ball on the half turn, and his blind passes and all that stuff. So it helps us a lot in the central midfield. And the return of Odegaard will really be good for us and good for him as well, because he really links up well in that right hand space, that port in the right hand side of Saliba, Partey, White, Odegaard, Saka is really good. And we become very strong when they are all available, because they have quite a good relationship, because they've been playing together for the past 3 to 4 years in the team, so which is really good for the team. And then on the left hand side, we need some consistency as well. The issue for the left hand side is availability of people. So we've changed a lot from last season. Calafiori, Timber, Tomiyasu at left back, Zinchenko as well. And then in midfield, we need to sort out the left 8 issue, because we've had Merino, Rice, Havertz, Trossard playing there. So and then with Martinelli on the left, we need to sort that out as well. Hopefully now, just for Odegaard returning, it's quite positive in the team. Hopefully, the question is he ready to start to play from the start? I'll literally throw him in the team, because it's Martin Odegaard. You can give him 45 minutes or 60 minutes, 70 minutes. We need to win games and we need people playing, but is a risk that Mikel will take, because Mikel doesn't take risks when it comes to players and fitness especially. Yeah, look, all of us have been calling for Ethan Onero to get more minutes in the games, maybe to start the game. I'm someone who happy for him to get 20-30 minutes in a game, but what Trossard has been giving or not giving us in the past few weeks calls for a change in that position. We need some really improvement in that. I think bringing on Jesus for Merino against Inter was a sign of things to come. But we'll need that third midfielder. Doesn't matter who it is, I'm not sure. Yeah, look, the team needs to improve, especially in goal scoring. I thought we found our groove where we played Liverpool, but we only played at home, and we've played some really. If you look at our season, Mikel mentioned that no team in the league has played the level of opposition we've played away from home this season, and with the many red cards we've received, away from home. We received a red card against Bournemouth. We received a red card against City. So, and the types of teams we got red cards from is the really tough team in terms of position. They love keeping position. Bournemouth, City, Brighton at home. Yeah, quite difficult games. But we need to improve. Like, we've been shooting ourselves in the foot at times. But going forward, we need to really, the margin for error is very small now. Likely City lost in the league last weekend. So we're still in touch. Liverpool on top, they've been very consistent. Probably the only very consistent team in the league. They're winning games. I think they lost one game and drew one against us, and they've won all of their games. But that's what happens with most teams when they have a new coach. But probably what I've seen in the few seasons, like new coaches in the league, usually some of them get with good teams will start the league like we have a run of games where they win, but there's a point where they get figured out by the other managers who see how their behavior and pitch, how they play. They find ways to stop them or to nullify some of their strengths. It happens all the time. I know last season Ange was that like that. Who else was? Remember Solskjaer, and even Arteta when he's gone on a run, he needs to improve. Like for example, find a way of playing, and then the other managers figure you out. So it becomes difficult. You need to improvise and try to figure out other ways of playing to sort of keep going. So that's the way. Look, we also need to improve going forward. Like I think Martinelli and Saka have been good in terms of their general play. They've been putting a lot of crosses in the box. Like I think we made about 47 crosses against Inter, which at some point I felt frustrated because we kept doing the same thing over and over again. I feel like we can try different, even in the corners. I know we are a good team in corners, but sometimes we need to add some variation because everyone knows what we're going to do. There was a moment against Inter where I think late in the second half, Saka tried to fade shoot and he went and stopped, and then the team, everyone went in, and then I saw you over like clapping because he wants, I think he feels like we're doing the same thing over and over again, same corner routine all the time. I know we are very effective in it, but sometimes we sort of need to surprise teams and not do the same thing over and over again. We need to surprise them because teams now, every game, they know how good we are, what we're a big threat on corners. So we need to surprise them. Try a short one, vary it, or we come from the back post and try that and feel that why don't we sometimes in one corner we stand where they don't expect us to stand, or we come from the penalty spot and move in. So try different things, but we know where our best strength is. Try different things, so because it becomes sort of stale now because we're doing the same thing all over and going. People know, okay, we stand here, we block here, we make sure that that corner doesn't miss the first post. That's what I noticed from Inter. So, and then marking Gabriel. I notice now Merino stands with Gabriel and from the penalty spot trying to run in. So yeah, maybe we need to change someone from the try someone else who stands there to attack the ball. Maybe it will be different. Who's team plan for that now? Yeah. And then going to Chelsea, they're in great form as well. I think they've had a week to prepare for this game because they changed their whole team from the last game against United over the weekend. They changed the whole team who plays in the Europa League. So there was a doubt on Cole Palmer, but I'm sure he's going to be available for the weekend. You can't miss this game. Yeah, they're in good form. I've been impressed with how consistent they've been in their play. Colwell at the back with Fofana, they've been really good for them. Their fullbacks, they've been changing a bit. I know the United game, James played the left back and Gusto played right back. In the previous game, Gusto played left back and James started at right back. They have Cucurella as well coming through. They probably play Cucurella in this game and try because Coquera I think, is a very effective one-on-one defender. Usually has a good game against Saka, but we overpowered him and win the game. But he's really good, competent one-on-one defender. And then with midfield, Caicedo is in great form. He played well against United. But the most impressive player for them in that midfield is Romeo Lavia. He's very good at breaking the press, running through the midfield, playing combination play and carrying the ball. He's very good. And then they have Madueke on the right, who is it's blowing hot and cold. And Neto on the left wing. I felt not comfortable with him playing on the left for Chelsea. He's not as effective. I'd rather have him on the right. He's more effective. He can cut inside. So when he plays on the left, you just let him go on his left. Let him go on his left, or because he's not very effective guiding through the line, because he's not as good in crossing the ball with his left foot from the left. And then Palmer has been effective. I think he has the most goal contribution in the league this season, if I'm not mistaken. And then Jackson in good form, scoring goals. He's creating chances. He always create havoc because you don't know what is going to come. He's very good in running behind. The only thing he needed to improve on is converting the chances he gets. But as a Chelsea team, I think Enzo Maresca has done a good job with that Chelsea team. Yeah, I think even from the Mauricio Pochettino team from this year, 2024, they've been really good. They've been getting results. They've been performing in games. They are in games, so they will lose because of mistakes they make, or the other team just being better than them. But they are a very good team. And they've got a lot of talented players. They just need someone to coach them properly and to put together a combination and build relationships within the team. And this season shows that improvement from Maresca. He's sort of been tough, and in terms of he's outspoken as well, in terms of calling out people. I remember he called out Rhys James. But yeah, man, it's Chelsea. For us, we go to the game out of form, but we need form. We improve if we play the way we played at Inter in terms of controlling the game and dominating the game, and then converting those chances. We can win this game, and we are more experienced than them. We are further ahead in terms of our development as a team, but it's more about the right combinations of the and availability of people that we need, and probably we'll be in a better mindset going to this game than we did before. Going to the Newcastle game and going to the Inter game, because of the performance. Before we didn't have the performances. Now we have performances. We know what we need to do. Score goals, keep a clean sheet. That's what we need to do. And what I love, we in our defense, back four, same that played against, I think, Liverpool. No, yeah, we played the same back for Newcastle, which is we changed. Thomas Partey played right back in Newcastle, and then at Inter we played Ben White and Timber in defense at fullback area, which we need more consistency in that. We need a run of games where those guys play together with some stability in our defense. We haven't had stability in our defense. Did well against City, we didn't give them a lot of chances. We had some chances in the beginning of the first half, but to control the game, we defended well. We need that. Even Thomas Partey playing midfield. Hopefully Declan Rice is available. We need some consistency there as well in terms of who we have in midfield. With Odegaard coming back will help us in terms of attack and creativity. We need some goals and chances from Saka and Martinelli. It's all nice to putting pressure on a fullback and taking them on and stuff, but we still need to create chances. Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus, Leandro Trossard, we need goals. We need goals. And to get in position where we get chances when we score goals. Raheem Sterling, it needs to improve. We need people now who gonna step up. We need goals, we need consistency, we need wins, we need a run of games where we need win games. Ethan Nwaneri, he's been impressive. We've been calling for him to start. We are happy with what we see from him, but he needs to score again. Like, we can't expect much from him because he's still learning in his game, but when you get an opportunity, take it. So it's time for him to push people out of the starting lineup now. He needs to push for a starting lineup, starting position in that team. Especially the fact that we don't have a person in the left eight. There's a chance there we can play 1-6. 1-6, either Partey or Rice, and someone at left eight. There's a position there that needs someone. Ethan, it's an opportunity, and we're playing with Martin Odegaard. It will be great for us, for the team. Yeah. Look, going to the weekend, my team, I think, would be David Raya in goal, obviously, and then defense of White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Timber. And then central midfield, I'll have Thomas Partey as a 6, and then our left 8, Declan Rice. And then I'll play Ethan Nwaneri as the 10. And then I'll play Saka on the right, Martin on the left, and Kai Havertz up top. That's my team. If Rice is not available, depending if Merino is available, play him. And then Martin, if he's ready, play him. But that's my team that I will go with. Look, we need the results. We need to control the game. Stamford Bridge, London Derby. We need points. There's no bigger motivation than that. And we go. Imagine we go to the initial break with a loss. No, we can't be thinking like that. We need a win so we can go into the international break on a positive note with the results. Can make an international break. We got easier games, not easy. Nottingham Forest have been great this season. Good Forest, I think. What else do we got coming up? Forest, it's quite a few good games. I know on the 4th of December we have United. Yeah, if we can get the run of results coming back, and we have a Champions League as well, I think we are away at least in Sporting, and then we're gonna have Monaco in the Champions League as well. So some good run of games where we need results. We need wins and to win. So my prediction for Chelsea on Sunday, 2-0 and a clean sheet. That's what we're getting. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Come on, you Gunners.